Well, the NATO summit is underway in earnest in the US, where the host president, Joe Biden, has far from settled questions about his domestic leadership. As he was welcoming European leaders, high-profile Democrats have aired concerns about his run for a second term. Barbara Miller joins us from the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. Barb, perhaps the biggest name yet has called for Biden to step aside. Tell us about this breaking news from the US.
That's right, some star power weighing into this debate. The actor George Clooney, a longtime Democrat, has written really a blistering opinion piece that was published in the New York Times. He pays tribute to Joe Biden. He says he's a friend of mine, but he says when he saw him just a few weeks ago at a high-profile and very successful fundraiser in LA, Joe Biden was not the man that he used to be. He said that Joe Biden at that event was the Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage. George Clooney writing that Joe Biden has won many battles in his life. Of course, Joe Biden is known for a fighter, a comeback kid. George Clooney writing, the one battle he cannot win is the fight against time. None of us can. Was he tired? Yes. A cold? Maybe. But our party leaders need to stop telling us that 51 million people, that's the people who watched the debate, didn't see what we just saw. We're also terrified by the prospect of a second Trump term that we've opted to ignore every warning sign. And the actor saying there that Joe Biden saved democracy in 2020, and the way for him to save it, he said, in 2024 would be to let another nominee stand. George Clooney also appealing to party leaders to have a word, essentially, with Joe Biden. We heard from a very senior Democrat as well today. That's the former Speaker, Nancy Pelosi. Now, she went on MSNBC. She didn't go nearly as far as George Clooney. She certainly didn't directly say that Joe Biden should stand aside. But she suggested that the question of what he should do now wasn't decided. Now, that's interesting because Joe Biden has been very clear that in his mind, he says that question is decided and he will stay on. So Nancy Pelosi's comments, again, very significant. Let's just have a listen to some of that interview now.
Does he have your support to be the head of the Democratic ticket?
As long as the president it's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision because time is running short.